in 1952. They moved from New Jersey to Wilton, Connecticut in 1957. Sally, born in 1956, arrived from Hong Kong in 1961. Drawing and creativity was always encouraged. Their vacations were spent in Florida. They started Brown Creative in 1976 and moved to Florida. Mort and Dick were the odd couple of cartooning. They were partners on High and Lois for 35 years. Chris and Bob, now Chance, helped their dad in their studio. Hagar the Horrible began in 1973. It soon became one of the top-selling strips in the business. Chris was a warm, loving person. Early in his career, he experimented with many different strip ideas that were published in Playboy magazine. This one was unpublished. He also sold cartoons to the National Lampoon, Esquire, and the New Yorker. He married Carol in 1989. His first solo strip was syndicated by Universal Press in 1993, and he sold Raising Duncan to United in 2000. He took over Hagar the Horrible after Dick died in 1989. The 20th anniversary was celebrated in 1993. Here are some classic Hagar Sunday pages by Chris from the 1990s. The inking was done by Dick Hodgins. Chris continued many of the themes that Dick had established over the years. The strip revolves around the love between Hagar and Helga. Chris and Carol moved to South Dakota in 2007. His children's book was published in 2014. The following are some pages from Chris's sketchbooks, which he posted on his blog. A cute stegosaurus. Dinosaurs were a favorite subject. He did wonderful watercolors.
Wow. Spaceships,
family adventures, and a drawing of his sister Sally's pig, Oscar. Chris passed away in 2023. Dick did this drawing of Bobby as a cowboy in the 1950s. That's him with his mom in the 1960s. Rachel was born in 1985.
Aww. Robin
was next in 1987. And Zoe arrived in 1992. Chance and Deb, who married in 1984, did an amazing job raising these three girls.
Yes.
Chance and Deb ran an art gallery in Wilton during the 1990s. Chance was an accomplished artist in multiple mediums: watercolors, landscapes. He was also a talented blues musician and a fun guy to hang out with. We did this mock-up of his studio for an exhibit in 2008. His tools of the trade. He called the Gillette 170 the singing sword of cartooning. He took over High and Lois after Dick died. This is a King promo photo of the extended Walker Brown plan in 1993. It's the High and Lois team with my brother Greg. Chance did special art for book covers, a map of his hometown, and a special 50th anniversary page in 2004. The Disney lawyers made us pull this story. So Chance retaliated with this unpublished The Sunday page drop panel was inspired by Edward Hopper. Here's a selection of classic High and Lows Sunday pages by Chance. Chip, of course, was in a rock and roll band. This was a Father's Day page, one of my favorites. And we always celebrated Christmas. Chance was also a deep thinker. This is a drawing he did for the NCS fundraiser for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. An NCS newsletter, a Reuben ad. Deb was the love of his life. He did this card for their 34th anniversary. Chance and Zoe, Chance and Rachel, Robin's wedding in 2023, a family dinner out on the town. Chance passed away in 2024. Dick Brown won 2 Reubens and 6 Division Awards for his work on High and Lois and Hagar the Horrible. Chance and Chris were important contributors to this legacy. It is very appropriate for them to be recognized for their career achievements tonight. Let me invite the Brown family to the stage to present them the Medal of Honor Award.
Go.
Hello everyone, home members, and I'd like to call you my family because growing up, many of my fondest memories were attending the Reuben dinner in New York City. It was such a magical time, meeting and getting to hang out with my father's very talented friends. My father loved this industry because it's a business that is very people and family oriented. It was always my father's dream to create and be part of a family strip that reflects the love that we had within our family. Throughout the 50+ years, our family worked together and our lives were interwoven with the lives of our cartoon characters and High and Lois and Hagar the Horrible. These strips grew from our family's love for each other and the community that supported us. From the very beginning, it was my father's plan that Chance and Chris would take over the strips. For many years, the 3 of them worked side by side, spending countless hours perfecting their art. As the years rolled by, they even gave the strips their own special touch. After my father passed in 1989, they took over the strips. Chance and Chris worked continually for several decades until their passing in 2023 and 2024. Although they are no longer with us, we, their families, are so proud to accept these medals in their names. Thank you again, SES members, for this tremendous honor.
Thank you, dear Brian, for your eloquent and heartfelt tribute to Chris and Chance. And thanks to you, Ken, wherever you are, and the NCS board for awarding these medals to our beloved brothers, uncle, father, and husband. We know both men will be extremely proud of this recognition from their peers. As their immediate family, we're so proud to accept the honors on their behalf. We remain in awe of their massive talents, keenly aware of the legacy they continued from their father, the legendary Dick Brown, and excited to be keeping the family's legacy going forward. But we don't do it and never have done it alone. Our legacy goes back to 1954, when King featured Simon Walker to create a new comic strip he called High and Lois and suggested Dick Brown as illustrator. As many of you know, the two artists became great friends and excellent working partners for the next 35 years. Moore wrote the gags, Dick drew the cartoons, with the longtime help of writers Jerry Dumas and Bob Gustafson and Peter Frank Johnson. When Key Features began publishing Dick's Hager the Horrible in 1973, Dick relied on his wife Joan and Chance, Chris, and Sally to select the best gags that he and writer Bud Jones had written. Then Dick's intricately penciled work would be inked by Dick Hodgins. The Brown brothers, who had already been assisting Dick for years, continued the system of comics production after his passing in 1989. Moore's sons, Brian and Greg, joined him in writing High and Low at around the same time, continuing their own legacy, along with Beagle Bailey, and they still provide the scripts for every High and Low strip. I should mention here that, and talking about continuity, that the fax machine and Federal Express back then greatly facilitated continuity, the way the internet does now. I know nowhere without them. In time, our little company, Brown Creative Enterprises, Inc., brought in a new High and Lois illustrator, Eric Reeves, who's been drawing and inking strips steadily since 2012, except once when a tornado blew his neighbor's roof into his kitchen. And in 2014, he worked on a new production team with gags written by Bob Woodward Jr., who was nominated for a Best Variety Entertainment Award tonight, and illustrator Gary Holgren, who took over both drawing and inking Our Viking Family in 2019. We know that both strips' origin stories would be much different if not for the foresight and talent recognition of King Feature Syndicate's management and editors. We owe a huge thank you to all those at King, including C.J. Kettler, who have supported and promoted their creator through all 70-plus years the Brown family has been part of the King Features family. It's our job now to keep Hager and High and Lois moving steadily into the future. I think I can speak for Sally, Rachel, Robin, and Zoe in promising to do everything we can to honor the magnificent legacy we've inherited. Thank you.